Good afternoon, guys. My name is Jacob Buckley with Die Free or Live Hard. What I'm going to do in the next couple minutes is explain to you about a spring snare trap. And I'm going to kind of walk through how to set one of these up, what to look for when gathering the types of materials that need to be used. First off, what I want to tell about this trap is that this is a low percentage type trap. This is the type of trap that's going to get a lot of views on YouTube, but that's not going to catch a lot of game. But I still wanted to explain the proper steps in going to make one of these, because this is a trap you can make in a short amount of time. What we're going to start off with is, what I've done is I've just taken a piece of bank line, 5 or 6 feet of bank line, tarred bank line, and I've gone and I've chosen a dying, it still has a little bit of green left to it, but I just broke off a couple of the top branches. Dead branches are the best because they have the most spring. What I've done is I just wrapped it around a few times up towards the top so it could get a good spring when the trigger's released. And what I've done is I've attached in the middle of this rope a little toggle, just a little toggle trigger, maybe 3 inches at the most. When this sets off, this is going to set the snare, okay? A few more materials you need when setting a trap like this. You need one Y stick. The Y stick is used for when you bring this toggle trigger down, you're going to feed it up through underneath that Y, okay? That's going to hold that toggle trigger in place. Another piece of wood that you'll need is a brace or a backboard. That's for your bait stick to press up against when you're setting this trap, okay? And like I've already said, mentioned a bait stick. This type trap is a baited type trap. So what you need to do when you're setting one of these, you need to figure out what your target animal is, meaning what animal are you trying to catch with this trap, and find out what type of lure will bring that animal in, okay? Today we're going to be trying to catch a wild Kurt. Extremely rare, but I think we got a good chance, okay? So bear with me. I'm going to kind of walk through this kind of slow. It's raining on us today. The ground's a little soft, so we're just hoping everything works out, okay? Just bear with me. What you would do is you bring your toggle trigger down, feed it up through under that Y like we talked about. Press that bait stick up against that end of that toggle trigger to where that's a hair trigger. He's gonna barely have to touch this for it to cut loose. What you do next, you want your noose to lay right on top of your bait stick. Now this is going to be a big animal we're trying to catch today, so I made the noose a lot bigger than normal. The bigger the noose, the longer it's going to take for it to catch whatever it is you're going to catch, okay? Does that make sense? And what I've done here is I've made a little funnel. So this wild Kirk is going to have to come in from one direction. He's not going to want to step over all these sticks on his foot to have one of these wedge up against and up between his toes. I've made a nice channel for him to come into. I got some dandelions over here I'm going to grab real quick to bait this stick. All I'm going to do, I'm going to set it on this bait stick. I'm going to leave him a nice treat, irresistible snack. Now if you were to catch animals like possum, raccoon, squirrel, squirrels would be extremely hard to catch with this trap, I'm going to tell you. Possums are stupid enough to come into something like this. Something that'll bring them in really easy is any kind of stink bait for a raccoon, peanut butter, anything like that. Anything that tastes good to you will be good for them, okay? Alright, now we're going to let this sit here for just a second to see if we have any luck. Oh my gosh! Hold on. Alright, when you get in a situation like this, when you have caught something, the most humane thing to do is to dispatch this creature as soon as possible. Just like that. That's all you have to do. Thank you guys for joining me in this video. Be back with you as soon as possible.